Before I leave here, I just wanted to show these two. It's mainly sups. It's just I put some pellets in just to give it something to bind with. But this is how I know they'll both get it, because it's not that nice for them just to eat the sups endlessly. So between the two of them, they both get some, because Australian soils are low in, they're too high in iron. So they need copper and zinc and a few other things, and calcium, because the grass that they have is high in oxalates, which binds calcium, which can cause a over time can cause a calcium deficiency, which can lead to big head, which I discuss with Ruby. Hello. What are you doing, darling? You're having a sleep. You can have a roll. Not enough room. Not enough room. Am I bothering you? Mum, I'm tired and now you're talking to me. Go on, you can do it. Hello, they're so cute. I love these boys. Because they're only young. This one's 1 and he's 3. Well, he's a yearling. He'll be 2 around January. And Banjo's will be 3 in November. These videos aren't so good through the fence. But this has got 2 lines of electrical fencing, and I'm not gonna lean through there. That's not the ideal and safest way to have that there, because they could technically get their leg caught in that rope, but there's an electric line there. It's unlikely they're going to really be up there doing much, but I'll alter it, I'll fix it up. I'll put a tyre feeder in here. I just need to sort myself out. I mean, it poured on and off a couple of times since I've been here. It was pouring with rain when I arrived. Now it's beautiful. Are you okay, darling? Down there? You got a tummy ache? My beautiful boy. I'm going to show Nana this. She loved you. Well, my mum technically owns Banjo, and I share Halo with her, because she's always wanted Palominos, and Banjo was the closest thing we ever had to a Palomino. You know, because he's kind of like very dark golden, I guess, and it's got the flaxen mane and tail. But then we got a real Palomino, but she still loves Banjo very much. He's a good boy. I just love them so much. Make me so happy. I mean, they cause me a hell of a lot of stress caring for them, physically, financially. But overall, like, it's just, I just want to spend more time with them and just hanging out with them and sitting them down. Get my chairs put up now that I'm kind of settled in here. It's taken a while when you move places to settle in, and the owners have been fantastic, I have to tell you. Because I don't mind sharing with their cattle, they're happy for my horses to hang out with them. And then the cattle don't bother me. Like, I was in the other paddock before with the herd of cattle, and they just left me alone. They all came over to look to see if they were getting any food, and then they went off and ate. They got bored. They're all feeding. I'll show you. Hang on. So here's Cleo, just across the way. This is how close all my horses are. That's why when they carry on like they're being separated, it's like, look, you're all just near each other. So here's all the girls, and they'll put on weight. Cleo looks so great. And then in here, more electric fencing, is all the cattle. There's a bull and there's babies, lots of cows, and oh, there's a newborn out there. And they're all eating, and the horses aren't doing anything. Tuppy put on a display to say, hey, everyone get away from me, I'm a big strong horse, when she saw me and came running over. She didn't want them to come in, and they just looked at her and thought, yeah, okay, you're a big strong horse, like we care. And they just kept doing their thing. And they did come over from their bushes and had a look to see if there was any luck for feeding, and because I don't feed them at all, and I can't, because if I give them anything, they're going to think, she's going to feed me, whereas they're better off getting about their own business. And they're really good. Like, there's a bull in there. I've walked led my horses through here and never had any problems with them. When there's a newborn, I just give them a really wide berth because you can't always tell which one's the mum, and sometimes like when there's like a newly freshly born calf on the ground and mum's having a rest, and there might be a few cows hanging around, but 10 meters away from the baby, you can't tell which one, so I go right around all of them just so they don't feel threatened. They're actually a very docile herd, this one. They're very used to people. I don't think they do anything, but just out of respect, I don't want to stress them into thinking this strange person's coming along to hurt their baby. And the bull's fine. Like, I didn't know there was a bull in the herd till the first time I came through, and I was going to walk a horse between the bull and the fence, and I thought, I went around the other way and just went around the other side of the herd, but you know, it's just better to be safe. But I see him all around the property. The whole herd moves around, and I'm used to seeing them, and I'm sure they know me because they're not stupid. And I love my horses sharing with them. I think it's better. It's better for all of them. The herd animals, it's good for them to share. They're used to in the wild. You know, you see herd animals share grazing pastures and stuff, grazing fields and whatever you call them in the wild. I don't know what they're called anymore. Depends on what continent you're on. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy with this place. The owners are really good and they won't tolerate any nonsense. So here's my big girls. Well, Bonnie's not mine, the one on the end. I look after her. She's a good girl. So we've got Cleo, Tuppy and Bonnie. And interestingly, Tuppy, she's about 15.2 hands high. To give you an idea of the, you go up, Tuppy's about, I don't know, she's 16.1. She's the bottom of this herd. And here's Bonnie. Bonnie's about 15.3. Bonnie tells Tuppy to get out of the way, don't you? And that's very good. Hi. That's very good because shutting this behind me. That she's, you like your new halter? I'm not gonna do anything to you because they're always a little bit like, is she gonna? What's she gonna do to me? Is she gonna put me on a lead rope? Is she gonna? This is my girl. You should have seen. They're just hilarious. Because the other two knocked her off her feed, which is very good for her because she's very dominant. So it's good that there's these two girls here that put her in her place because she needs to know that she can't just roughhouse other horses and be taught manners, particularly around food. Because Cleo was very food aggressive. She would have run me over to get her feed. I couldn't actually walk into the paddock with the food. I had to slide under a fence when I very first got her. She was starving. I mean, there'll probably be a link to her, a profile of her on Pets Stack Exchange, of a picture of her. And if I had her again, starting off any starved horse, I now feed them differently to when I had her. I was quite ignorant, but I kind of did keep up with what she had, with what she was getting. So 2 thoroughbreds and Tuppy's a standard bred. And then I'll show you around here. Let's have a look. They're like, oh, the human came back in and she's looking at us. And I see they've got water sources up my way. This paddock goes for ages. It goes all the way around. And if I keep walking, I'll end up to another gate and a path where I can see my other horses running around. Hi girls. Hi. It's hard to show where I can't be bothered going for a full walk, so I reckon it might rain. Oh no, it's cleared. It was looking really bad. Looked like it was going to hail, but then it stopped. I thought it was going to hail earlier. This is going to go upside down. I've got a lead rope tying my shorts up. I'm using a lead rope as a belt. Like, how ridiculous is that? So here's the cows. Aww. And then trying to work out whose paddock this is, where the one that Tubby had ended. I think this is my horse's paddock behind here. It's a really odd shape because this is the paddock where Tuppy got her hood slipped down over her eyes and she couldn't see, and it is such an odd shape, as you can see. And there's star pickers with electric fence with just a strand there and a river, which is fine. There's a little creek down there, but if you've got a horse that's careering up against fences, she could actually injure herself on a star picket. Or yeah, this is because this goes up all the way around here. I'm going to run out of time. And then that creek doesn't look good for the amount of water that comes through it. It doesn't do it a good service. So yeah, see here, this little thing across here is my horses. I'll have to take a video. Their paddock's really weirdly shaped as well. Sorry about my nose. And then it comes up here. See, it goes all through there. There's little sort of alcoves of pasture. And then that goes up around that corner of trees. I'm not going to walk all that way. Actually ended up here. You can see there's a shelter and a gate. But I'll show you. We'll be able to see Penny and all. I haven't fed Penny yet. Oh man, I was so super stressed. It's a relief to kind of just be able to relax a bit. So up there, can you see the gate? And then all behind here, that's my horse's paddock, Penny and whatnot. So it comes around here. So the divider is the creek. And I haven't even walked all the way to the end of this paddock yet. And then it looks like the owners have been busy chopping some stuff down, and the cows are in here. And there's a bull in the centre of this. I'll go show you him, and then I'll have to stop videoing because it's actually, I think you've got a 15-minute limit. It used to be 10 or something. I don't know. It's YouTube. Hi. There's a baby there. Look at that. Hey, and look, you can spot the bull. He's like twice the size of all the rest of the... Can you see him? Because they're all camouflage, they're all black. There's a cow standing in front of him. And the cows I'm just laughing at them because they'll really get used to me, truly. By the time I finish walking through here, they'll just be like, oh, there's that lady again. My goal would be to pat them if I ever can. And then there's this baby calling for someone, I don't know who. The other calves or the owners to come and feed them because they've got a routine. They had all their feeders in here that Tuppy tripped over. I don't know where they've been put. So this is a bit of paradise in Australia. Not far, an hour's drive from Sydney. Pretty good, eh? Hello. Hello. Oh, Tuppy was pushed off her meal again. She'll come and dob to me. I should stop and start again, then you can see her dobbing.